It's Halloween month. It's October. It's the time to get scared. And listen to me. All I came today is to get scared and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of hubba bubba, bitch. So we finna get scared. Cause I'm gonna talk about a nostalgic episode from my favorite kids horror show that I had the pleasure of watching weekly as a kid. This episode gave me actual nightmares. It's one of the scariest piece of kids horror media ever, period. I ain't finna listen to nobody who says otherwise. Okay, there are some scary options out there, but this is easily up there as one of the scariest. So, without further ado, it is your boy, the Horrorlander, your number one favorite horror hero. And I'd like to welcome you to the arc that this channel is going to be taking during this month of October. That's right, bitch. Even though I'm busy with university, I got time for Horrorween Town University. That's right, you heard of Halloween Town. You heard of Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town High. This is Horrorween Town University to avoid copyright. But I know one thing, even though I'm avoiding copyright, I ain't avoiding content, and I'm gonna make time for content. Hit the intro. So today we're going to be talking about The Haunting Hour Pumpkinhead. That's right. The Haunting Hour Pumpkinhead is one of the scariest episodes in all of kids horror history, and it comes from The Haunting Hour, which is my personal favorite kids horror TV show. Again, I had the pleasure of watching this show when I was a kid, and it scared the daylights out of me. So without further ado, let's talk about this nightmare-fueled episode. So the first thing we got to do is we got to, of course, attend Horrorween Town University. And since I am the professor, I have to explain what makes this episode so scary. So we're going to be going through the scary shit formula. Okay, let me just write it here. You have the scary shit formula. Now this formula is very easy. You have three variables in this formula. You have Allie, which we're going to highlight A for Allie. You have Scott, who we're going to highlight S for obviously that variable. And you have Dave, who we're going to highlight D for that variable. These are the three variables that go into the equation, right? So the first part of the equation is the integer form. Pumpkinheads plus stupid kids equals, can you guess? I'm gonna let you guys try to guess what comes next. Go on, I'm gonna let you try to figure it out. Oh, you don't know? Messed up. This is the integer answer. Messed up is the answer you should always arrive to when you have the formula of Pumpkinheads plus stupid kids equals messed up. And of course, in the stupid kids section of the variable, you plug in A for Allie, S for Scott, and D for Dave. Goes right into here. Now, of course, there is a numeric form as well. And the numeric form to this formula is fucked up cubed, because this represents the three variables. So with this formula, you can pass Horrorween Town University with an A. You can get an A plus if you PayPal me $500. I need to pay that water bill. But this is what you need to do in order to pass this class. So, Pumpkinheads, of course, opens up in this small suburb town. You got this group of kids with their mom. The mom is extremely busy. She's, I think, working as a nurse, so she doesn't have time to be at home and supervise her kids, so they're basically on their own. And the opening shot of this episode is very ominous, because it opens up with a missing kid poster. And it turns out that whatever happened involving this missing kid situation in this suburb, that's why Halloween has effectively gotten a shadow ban. People are not going out on Halloween because parents are scared. They're afraid that their kids are going to end up getting abducted or taken away. And of course, they're doing that in order to combat this part of the formula. Okay, we're gonna ignore this part right now. But stupid kids. However, this is a very powerful variable. This variable comes to a lot of different conclusions depending on where you apply it. And in this episode, what ends up happening is that Scott, the middle child, the rebellious kind of teenager kid, and the older sister and Dave, and I don't know if Dave is a Jonas brother. I gotta look it up. Maybe I'll do like a post-production clip to confirm if he's a Jonas brother or not. So yeah, it turns out that actually Frankie Jonas is one of the Jonas brothers. He's the youngest one. That's pretty cool, the fact that they got him on this episode. I appreciate that. It's really sick. Don't ask me why I'm on the toilet though. Listen, I told y'all this episode scared the shit out of me. Do y'all think I was playing? Hey, by the way, y'all got any toilet paper to spare? They ran low. Please. 2-ply, maybe? Actor is named Frankie Jonas. And listen, man, when I saw that IMDb page and I see Dave's current IMDb profile picture, I feel old as shit because this is a grown man at this point. He is a grown young man. And I remember this guy when he was a kid when I watched this episode weekly, especially on Halloween. So yeah, if you want to feel old, it is what it is. That just comes with nostalgia. But these kids effectively decide, you know what? We're not going to let Halloween be lame this year because they have to effectively go with Dave to go trick-or-treating inside of the lunch cafeteria, which I got to agree, that's super lame. I know the whole stupid kids thing, but that is lame as hell. Don't do that, all right? So they decide, you know what? Let's go to Farmer Palmer's pumpkin patch and get a real pumpkin because obviously they can't celebrate Halloween, right? The mom brings home a small pumpkin because that's all they had because nobody's celebrating Halloween, so the stores don't got fully grown pumpkins. So they decide, you know what, we got nothing to do. Right now our plans are pretty weak. Let's go to Arnold Palmer. I was about to say the brand. Farmer Palmer's pumpkin patch and go pick out a real pumpkin. So Allie reluctantly decides, she says, yo, Scott, Dave, as long as you don't tell mom, we can go out there. So they head out to Farmer Palmer's pumpkin patch, and it's extremely ominous. It looks creepy, looks spooky, it looks like some messed up stuff is about to happen, but they decide to go in anyway. And as they enter this creepy pumpkin patch, of course, Scott, being the rebellious, investigative teen, ends up finding what looks like a straight-up murder shack. I mean, this is the place where you would expect dead bodies to be. And unfortunately, it's a lot worse than that. Because when they end up reluctantly following Scott inside of this shack, they find some horrifying stuff.
What is that? Imagine waking up with one of those things towering above you.
They find these humanoid, demonic-looking jack-o'-lantern mannequins. They look like the jack-o'-lanterns from Goosebumps, except it looks like if Freddy Krueger face-fucked a pumpkin. If Freddy Krueger face-fucked a pumpkin, you would get a goddamn Pumpkinhead. And these mannequins are terrifying. I mean, I'll show some clips here, but they're in these horrific positions. They got these deformed, crazy-looking faces. You got one that's like tied up to an operating table, and you got two ominous-looking pumpkin heads on either side of it, ready to like cut it open like a fresh body. Nightmare fuel, y'all. As a kid, this gave me actual nightmares. I was uncomfortable watching this episode because the makeup and design department of this episode, who made the set, who made these Pumpkinhead designs, y'all did a fantastic job. It is amazing the designs that they put in to these Pumpkinheads. And again, they look demonic. They look terrifying. Even as an adult, I was watching this shit, and I ain't gonna lie, I boo-booed my pants a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I had to rewatch this episode on the train commuting here to Horrorween Town University, and I got a couple skid marks back there. This is terrifying, man. Even as an adult, it scares me. So any kids out there, y'all would have got traumatized, man. And of course, as they're investigating, they get really, really creeped out, fairly enough, by the stuff. And as they leave, unfortunately, Scott on the way out ends up falling within this like human-sized ditch. It looks like a grave site. And next thing you know, Palmer comes out and jump scares the kids and tells them, get off my property, get the hell out of here. Kind of like the old man from Monster House, if you know that dude. Palmer's kind of that type of guy. But then he does something extremely odd. He looks like he's about to go and help Scott out of this, human-sized ditch. But no, he ends up, as in his name, Palmer, ends up palming this man's head, ends up palming Scott's head and rubbing his hair in a really weird fashion. And he tells him, not ripe yet. and then he pulls them out. And then he goes up to these pumpkins that are covered up with sacks and says, "Don't worry, my babies. I'm not gonna let them mess with you." Ayo, bad touch. Stranger danger. Get that man on a list. Ayo, Chris Hansen. I'm just saying, bro. Yo, my boy Hansen. I got some phone tag. I got some contacts for you. I got a boy you gotta watch out for, because this man Palmer is a creepy dude, and him doing that to Scott really gives off some malicious vibes. It makes you think that something bad is really gonna happen. And as the kids head back, it's the night of Halloween. You got my boy Scott dressed up in a bloody surgeon costume, and then you got Dave who's dressed up as... I'm just gonna play the clip.
Zombieber?
Listen, as corny as it is, that made me giggle. I'm not gonna lie. It was stupid. It was dumb. Did it make me giggle? Yes. Did I feel guilty about it? Of course I did. It is what it is, all right? So, they end up deciding, you know what, this is going to be a boring night. You know, Scott says, yo, man, let's go back to the pumpkin patch and let's cause some havoc. You know, we got to get another pumpkin because what happens is when they did bring, I forgot to mention this. They actually ended up stealing a pumpkin. Scott ended up taking a pumpkin out of like spite. And when they opened up these pumpkins, the first one they opened up was filled with worms. It looked like a bucket full of maggots and worms. It freaked them out. And then they opened up the second one, and it looks normal, except there's a human tooth inside of it. So they think that, you know, Farmer Palmer might have been pulling their leg or trying to pull some prank. I mean, you can't put it past the dude with the, you know, demonic jack-o'-lantern skeletons that he had. You can't put it past Farmer Palmer when he had literal satanic jack-o'-lantern mannequins in a murder shack. All right, listen, that's not the type of guy that you can put it past. All right, he's got some bootleg Party City shit going on. All right, it is what it is. All who don't know, you know, downtown, I ended up going to my favorite pie shop, right? I go to this pie shop all the time. I love it. I love the people there, especially Auntie Sue, who runs the cashier place. You know, she's basically making the pies and then, you know, helping me check it out. So then I saw pumpkin pie on display. And after watching this episode, y'all, I swear I thought there was a tooth inside of it. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I ran hands with Auntie Sue. I had to do it. Because to me, I thought that she was plotting some shit. I mean, even in the episode, Dave says, oh, you know, Farmer Palmer might have all these creepy pumpkins because he likes pumpkin pie. As soon as I heard that, I knew pumpkin pie could never be the same for me, especially for Auntie Sue. And let's just say she might look like one of these pumpkin heads right now after I got done with her. Listen, I don't feel proud of it, but I saved humanity off of that. You don't know. I could have saved y'all off of that. Same thing happened at Party City, man. Listen, I'm a Chicago dude. I saw, you know, the jack-o'-lantern mannequin. It didn't look as creepy as this one, but I wasn't taking any chances. You know what I'm saying? I started popping at that motherfucker. I started shooting his ass up. I had to. I had to save humanity. That thing could have came alive and came after y'all kids on Halloween. I'm a hero, all right? Now I did serve 30 days in jail. Okay, it is what it is. Listen, their food's not too bad, right? The people get shit on the food. The food's not that bad. It ain't as good as that pumpkin pie, but as long as I don't get a tooth growing inside of me, we Gucci, my boy, we Gucci. But it is what it is. Aside from me being an unsung Halloween hero, the horror lantern. Back to this episode. So they decide, you know what, on Halloween night, they want to go back into that pumpkin patch and rob some bit, you know, get some pumpkins and shit after they just finished trick-or-treating. But obviously, Allie says no because she's smart. She realizes, nah, that place has got some bad juju, some bad stuff going on. Do not go back there at all, no matter what. Do not do it. So they decide, you know what, we're going to stay home and watch a movie. However, they did steal pumpkins. And let's just say some entities come to take those pumpkins and potentially take something else alongside with them. Yeah. You remember how Scott said that he wanted to go back and sneak into that pumpkin patch and steal some more? Scott's fucking dead. So obviously Allie then ends up going to the pumpkin patch because, let's just say, something happens to Scott, which is quite horrifying in itself. And that scene involving a kitchen is some straight up slasher movie shit. Really, really scary. Dave and Allie end up reluctantly going to this, you know, pumpkin patch. And obviously when they head inside, they got this amazing set for this episode where this pumpkin patch at night, it's all dark, and they got this low-hanging mist that's just going through each of the pumpkin fields. It looks awesome, man. It looks really ominous seeing this creepy pumpkin patch with this low-hanging mist. Really, really dope set. Dave ends up staying in the car, as a smart man would. Now, he would have kept the keys, but he didn't unfortunately do that. He ends up staying in the car because, he just wants to chill. And Allie decides, you know what, you stay here. I'm going to go out and go try to find Scott because his ass, trying to investigate and shit. And she ends up going out there. And as she's walking through this creepy pumpkin patch, you see some terrifying things that maybe not are walking through this pumpkin patch, and lets you know some bad stuff might go down behind the scenes. And she ends up going back to that murder shack to try to see if Scott went inside and tried to be nosy. And when she gets in there, again, a terrifying set. Going through that dark, dingy shack is really, really scary stuff. And she ends up finding this, again, Pumpkinhead mannequin sitting there, but it's wearing Scott's bloody surgeon coat. And that entire scene of her walking up to that bloody surgeon coat mannequin, that was really scary. And just seeing all the other, parts of that shack, because it's pretty clever. The Pumpkinhead mannequin is wearing this bloody coat, and then it's like standing in front of that one Pumpkinhead corpse that was sitting on the operating table, as if this surgeon is about to operate on a patient. Pretty dope. But yeah, let's see. I mean, this is a formula for itself. I'm not gonna write it, but you got a Pumpkinhead wearing a surgeon coat that belongs to the costume your brother was wearing. You got a stupid kid Allie went to go investigate without a blink. Hey, Scooby-Doo! Where are you? Yo, Scooby, bruh! What do you think about this formula? What do you think about how Scott is related to this situation going down? Yeah, I thought so too. This is bad. Shit's about to go down, baby. And it does. And I'm gonna cut it off at that. While Allie's in this dark, creepy pumpkin patch in this shack, while Dave's in the car, they messed up. They came to the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people, with the wrong entities, and some really, really terrifying stuff happens. And that's where the episode ends. This episode doesn't even really need a formula. It doesn't need this. Honestly, I wrote this formula just because of the fact that this is Horrorween Town University. But honestly speaking, when you watch this episode as a kid or you watch this episode as an adult, you will realize how terrifying it is. The sets that they make for this episode are fantastic. A pumpkin patch, at night with that low-hanging mist. The creepy shack with all these demonic-looking jack-o'-lantern mannequins. The creature design is fantastic. The setting design is fantastic. It's actual nightmare fuel. It has the Halloween holiday setting, which makes things festive and gets you into the mood of it. The whole setup of this, kind of urban situation, urban legend with these kids going missing for some unknown reasons on previous Halloween night, making everybody paranoid. It works really well to get you into the atmosphere, makes you feel the tension, makes you feel the buildup. This episode will make you uncomfortable. The creature design, the setting design, the pacing of it, even the way it's shot. There's plenty of scenes in this episode of this first-person POV angle, some peeper that's like watching, the characters move through the bushes and other places. It makes you feel like that they're being watched at all times, like they're being spied on. And that's what makes it so creepy. That's what makes it so scary. You feel like you are the target. You feel like you can embody yourself and imagine yourself in this situation. And it makes it all the more scarier. Immersion is key when you want to get scared. And as a kid, you can immerse yourself. I would say as a horror fan and an adult, you can immerse yourself. And it doesn't matter that this was promoted as kids' horror media. That just makes it more effective as kids' horror media. The fact that an adult can get uncomfortable and creeped out. All kids would have got nightmares watching this, unless you were like some John Wick child that was like training since birth, or you grew up in the favelas. That's the only way you don't get scared by this episode. But yeah, man, this is a fantastic episode. I would give it like a 9.5. And you know what? I'd probably give this episode like a 9.5 or a 9.6 out of 10. This is an A plus episode. And if you're an adult and you want to get into the Halloween mood, the Halloween atmosphere, you need to check out this episode. You need to watch it, because if you do, you are going to have a fantastic time. You're going to be filled with joy, filled with the Halloween spirit, and of course, you'll be able to pass Horrorween Town University after finishing this chapter. That's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave your comments down below. What the hell is that? Oh, no. Wait. No. Listen, I took 5th Avenue, okay? I took 5th Avenue Street to get down here, all right? I did not take Elm Street. Y'all can't do this shit to me, man. Y'all cannot do this. No. No, please, Freddy, no, don't, listen, man. Oh my God, is this the school from the first movie? Listen, man, I asked him if I could rent a classroom. I didn't think that it'd be is this the school from the first movie? Oh,
No running in the hallway.
oh my, wallahi, I'm finished, bro. Wallahi, I'm finished, bro, ain't no way. Oh, Freddy, whoa, hey, listen, man, listen. We can talk. We can no, don't pull out the water bill. Come on, bro. Yo, put that water bill away, man. Listen, I know you gotta show me some nightmare fuel shit. I just talked about some. Don't bring out the water bill, all right? I can't afford to pay it. It's too high. Can't a man take 20-minute showers in peace without being punished for it? No diddy. Listen, Freddy, I can negotiate. All right, I'll give you anything you want. Well, not anything, but I'll give you almost everything you want, man. Listen, just let me live. I got too much to live for. Oh, for real? Wait. That's all I need to say. That's all. I can do that. I'm recording it right now. I'm on camera right now. I got you. Yo, man. So I didn't know that this was Elm Street. Why didn't y'all tell me this was Elm Street, man? I would have not brought my ass here. Listen. So Freddy said that in order for me to get the fuck out of this situation, and I really need to get the fuck out of this situation, y'all need to subscribe. All right, listen, every single person watching, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, right? Hit that like button and hit that post notification bell, all right? Because if y'all do that shit, I can see another day tomorrow. God bless. Listen, man, I saw this badass shawty. I saw this badass shawty at the local library, man. Listen, I'm trying to check out that book. You feel me? I gotta make it till tomorrow, man. Listen, there's this one milkshake that I saw at this local dessert place, right? It's vanilla. It's got caramel inside, and it's got Nutella drizzle, but like the outside's like made out of chocolate and shit. So it's like you can eat the chocolate. Listen, I'll take y'all there. Just please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that post notification bell, and comment down below your thoughts about this episode so I can get the hell out of here, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Freddy, I got you, bro. They said they got you, bro. They said they got you covered. What do you mean they didn't all do it? Frank didn't subscribe. Frank! No, Frank! Please. Frank, come on. Yo, come on, man. Come on, I'm begging you, man. Don't leave me like this. Yo, Freddy, yo, chill. No! You know, I'm glad that nobody walked into this classroom while I'm doing this shit, because if they did, people would have thought I'm fucking crazy. And I gotta take a shit. The things I do for love.
The things I do for love.